Hey, welcome to today's Explainer. I'm really glad you're joining me. Because today we're taking a deeply focused scientific look into something incredibly personal. It's often completely misunderstood and honestly rarely talked about with any real empathy. We are exploring the psychology of domestic paralysis. We're going to break down exactly why basic self-care and maintaining order at home sometimes feels genuinely physically impossible for you, even when you desperately want to get it done. Now, this isn't about tips and tricks for cleaning. This is a scientific exploration of the brain, the nervous system, and why your body sometimes flat out refuses to move. Section 1, the illusion of laziness. And look, I want to be perfectly clear right out of the gate. We are here today to autopsy the mess, not to judge it. You know the feeling. The dishes have been sitting there for 3 days. You see them every single time you walk into the kitchen. You want them gone. You tell yourself over and over, just get up and do it. But you just can't make yourself wash them. Listen to me. That is not laziness. That is your nervous system telling you something deeply, deeply important. When your body refuses to cross the threshold from the living room to the sink, it's communicating a massive internal overload. Society has sold us a totally flawed view on this. Traditionally, we're told a messy room is a moral failing, right? Sheer apathy or some kind of character flaw. We're taught from a very young age that clean equals good and messy equals lazy. But the scientific reality? It's completely different. What you're experiencing is actually a nervous system response. We're talking about neurological overload, executive dysfunction, a brain literally stuck in survival mode. So if you've been carrying around all this internalized shame about your space, I want you to mentally strip that away right now. You aren't lacking character. Your system is just completely overwhelmed. Which brings us to Section 2, executive dysfunction explained. Framing your inability to clean as a mechanical breakdown of the brain, it changes absolutely everything. So what is it? Executive dysfunction is basically a breakdown of your brain's planning and initiation systems. Think of your brain like a car. You've got the key, you've got a full tank of gas, you desperately want to go for a drive, but the starter motor's completely busted. You can sit there in the driver's seat, turning the key all day long, begging the car to move, but the engine just won't turn over. It creates this unbridgeable neurological gap between wanting to do a task and actually being able to start it. That's exactly why things that seem insanely simple to someone else, like, putting a shirt on a hanger or throwing a wrapper away, literally feel physically impossible to you. You're trying to start an engine with a broken ignition. Okay, moving on to Section 3, out of sight, gone. Let's look at this wild psychological mechanism called object permanence. Now, we usually associate object permanence with, toddlers playing peekaboo, right? But it actually has a huge impact on the overwhelmed adult brain. Basically, it means that items out of your immediate sight completely cease to exist in your active working memory. If you shove an important bill into a closed drawer, boom, it's gone. If the dirty laundry is sitting in a basket down the hall, it literally doesn't exist anymore. Your brain drops it from existence entirely just to save processing power. Out of sight truly neurologically becomes out of mind. It's an involuntary coping mechanism, definitely not a sign of neglect. And this is where it gets really interesting, because it brilliantly illustrates how totally different roads lead to the exact same destination. We've got 3 entirely different conditions arriving at the exact same domestic paralysis. First up, ADHD. Here, it's a dopamine deficit. Dopamine is that magic chemical that gives you the motivation to just start a task. Without it, you're just staring at a pile of mail, literally unable to command your hand to pick it up. Then there's depression. With depression, it's his profound energy depletion. We're talking heavy, physical exhaustion that completely shuts down your brain's planning ability. Suddenly, the multi-step process of doing dishes feels like you're climbing Mount Everest. And finally, trauma. With trauma, the nervous system literally freezes. It locks you into survival mode, constantly scanning for threats. And let's be real, a brain in survival mode does not care about folding laundry. So 3 distinct, highly complex conditions producing the exact same symptom. Section 4, the paralysis of shame. This is arguably the most insidious part of the whole thing, where your own self-judgment chemically reinforces your inability to move. Welcome to the shame loop. It is a vicious, self-perpetuating cycle. Here's how it plays out. First, you see the mess. Second, you feel this intense, crushing shame. Third, and here's the biological trap, that shame causes your nervous system to just flood with stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. Fourth, because your nervous system is now in total overdrive, your executive dysfunction spikes and your paralysis actually gets worse, which leads us to step 5. Because you're paralyzed, the mess just grows. Hating yourself for the mess isn't going to motivate you. In fact, it actively guarantees the problem will get worse. Simply put, you cannot shame your way into executive function. Section 5. Roots in Childhood Chaos. To really understand why our nervous systems react like this, we have to dig into the deep historical roots of this overwhelming adult symptom. Think back to your early years. If you grew up in a chaotic environment, you likely experienced a massive lack of modeled order. Basically, no one showed your developing brain what safe, peaceful routines actually looked like. Maybe things were constantly unpredictable, or actually, maybe cleaning was even used as a punishment rather than just a neutral act of taking care of yourself. As you grew up, your baseline became chronic nervous system overwhelm. You essentially learned to live on high alert, just waiting for the next crisis to drop. And by the time you reach adulthood, all that chronic overwhelm manifests as complete domestic paralysis. Your brain is just so utterly exhausted from decades of hypervigilance that basic maintenance is simply too much to handle. If maintaining a calm, orderly space feels totally foreign to you, well, it's perfectly logical. Your brain was never wired for it in the first place. Which brings us to Section 6, a symptom, not a flaw. It is time to replace a lifetime of heavy, unhelpful shame with profound scientific empathy. Here's the cruel irony of it all. The people most judged for not cleaning are often the ones carrying the absolute heaviest psychological weight. Society looks at an unkempt house and instantly assumes apathy. But if you're battling domestic paralysis, your struggle is not a sign that you don't care. No way. It is a testament to the massive invisible burden you are secretly carrying every single day just to survive. The sheer energy required just to process your own thoughts is leaving literally nothing left over for the environment around you. This right here is the absolute core truth I want you to take away from this entire explainer. Burn this into your memory, okay? The dishes are not a character flaw. They are a symptom. They are a symptom of a nervous system that is just completely tapped out. They're like a blinking indicator light on your car's dashboard telling you the engine is overheating. And judging the symptom has never, ever, not once in human history, fixed the root cause. You deserve to feel seen today, and you absolutely deserve to drop the shame. If this breakdown resonated with you today, or if it helped you finally make sense of the hidden mechanics behind your own behavior, definitely make sure you subscribe to Dark Archive. We're totally dedicated to uncovering these vital, hidden realities and bringing them into the light so you can truly understand your own mind. I'm going to leave you with this final provocative thought. If your mess is really just a symptom of your nervous system asking for help, what is it asking you for today? Is it asking for rest? Is it asking for a little bit of grace? Try to look around your space today, not with judgment, but with curiosity. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll see you next time.